Oh yeah, by the way, I'm sorry. I'm kind of tough on the masculine. Let's give Mr. Rob, Mr. Noble is definitely allowed. By the applause.
First of all, this is a USDA program sponsored by the Natural Resource Conservation Service. The way this program operates is voluntary. We don't force anyone into this program. You come on your own. But when you come on your own, there are some guidelines that you must follow working with the USDA funding. When there's money involved in any program, there are stipulations that you have to follow and guidelines. Now, with us, everything is monitored. We have we call programs that are actually what we call accountability. If you got something, you got to be accountable for it. If we're giving you dollars, you got to be accountable for it. I got to be me and Lynette have to be accountable for every penny that goes through our system. So when we come out to monitor whatever we give you all, and you change your mind or something like that, there are things that we have to modify sometimes, and they must come back to us again, and you have to go back through the same process sometimes and get your funding again. So don't think it's an easy matter for us to deal with sometimes. So paperwork is paperwork, and that means bothering our clients to come back and forth. So through the USDA Farm Bill, this is something that has been offered because of the food security in this area. You have food deserts, economic development zones that we are adhering to and trying to address. When we came here, there was money in 2012 focused on getting urban farming up and going. And through that, it was through a high tunnel program that we have. So we call it a seasonal high tunnel. You all know there's a hoop house. So with a hoop house, they don't have to have, we don't have any size limit on it, but we do have funding limitations on it. So if you go to 30 by 72, that's the largest size that we will fund. This year was over $9,000 we gave for one that was 30 by 72, if you completed one at that size. Okay, and Lynette has already talked about some of the guidelines on what we should require for one in a kit. They must be in a kit when you put them up. But a kit, it comes with instructions. When you go down to your planning committee and the engineering department for this, they're going to ask for your kit to show exactly what you're going to be putting up on that lot. And that's another thing what we need to address a lot. A lot of times,
with the hoop houses, I know that y'all giving funding for the kit. Will it be one-time funding, or will you be able to receive funding for the hoop house that you already have up for any other resources that you may need for it?
It must be a new hoop house. You can't give an existing one that's been out there already 2 or 3 years. Right? It has to be a new house with a kit. Because as you know,
Can I just to keep it going, we're going to have more follow-up meetings. Right now, we just want to get through this, get the applications in, just application education. We're going to have more follow-up meetings about the building process, the vendor process, the location, everything. We're going to try to do as much as we can to keep the work off them this year, because now we're going to share in this load. They shouldn't have to come down and tell us where to get kits and things of that nature. So just we're going to kind of keep it to the application and let him flow so we can get, because everybody here on a cold Saturday. Appreciate you though, Chuck.
So once you're coming outdoors, the biggest thing is having ownership of land. So many people have come in that have not even gotten a parcel of land to put a hoop house on. You can't get funding for something you don't have anything to do with it. So we must have someone coming in with a parcel number, a map, or something to show where this land is, and a lease and a deed or something attached to that to say, I have control of this land for a 3-year period of time through this contract that we're offering. Normally there's a time for us to install. No, we got a plan for you to do it the first year, and you have to install it. Then we have to check it out after that to make sure everything is going good. So basically, you got a 2-phase process with 1 year of checkout. And with the contract, first year you can have it installed and it can be done first year if you have one. So once we check it out, the contract is pretty much up. So we still have this plan to make sure that these hoop houses stay in the area and are productive. We do follow on them still, even if we don't have a contract on it, just to see how productivity is going. The worst thing the government could do is put funding in something for $10,000. 3 years later, they find out there's a truck or a tractor parked in there, not serving its purpose.
Won't
There's
happen.
a lot of more people that could actually have that funding doing more productive things with the area. You know, the city have all these lots around here now that are abandoned, and we trying to make the best use out of it. So that's why we are working with you all in the communities to make sure that these are the things that we're gonna be getting the best bang for our buck for sure. And we know about, what they say, government fraud. It can be looked in at any time and reported, and then this whole program could be demolished.
Ain't no fraud in this room here, Mr.
So we want to make sure that there's nothing fake about this at all,
Nothing.
and nothing phony going on with the hoop house
At all.
put out there. And, we want to keep working with community activists like Dwayne.
I'm not an activist, I'm a community volunteer. I volunteer with N.R.C.S, Southern Federation, the community, my wife, him.
We want to make sure we have people that are trustworthy when we come out and get stuff, that it's being done appropriately as far as our,
I'm labeled
policies
activist.
and everything. The biggest thing that I've seen is a lot of people are actually having a hard time getting land. But in this case, in East Cleveland, like, we got a lot of land that's vacant right now that we can get legally access to. Sometimes through the Cleveland process, it may take going through what we call Market Garden class, Summer Sprout program, that you can get this land. Summer Sprout work with a lot of community gardens. That means that you can go out there and farm it, but you can't sell it to anyone. That means you have to give this land away to different individuals. So
We ain't under that.
I think the last report I have is we got about 25 market gardens